Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and furthermore, welcome back to yet another exciting Dungeons & Dragons miniature review. Tonight we're taking a look at the Hook Horror as part of D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. You can see the figure of the Hook Horror there, primed and paint ready, and you can see that illustration of the dragon in the Flaming Dungeon, but instead of it being red, it's in this gold color. Dungeons & Dragons, bottom there, ages 14 plus. Back of the box, you can see the same illustration of that dragon, but instead of being in red and orange, it's now in this golden yellow color. Primed and paint ready out of the box, WizKids Hook Horror, D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. Expand your Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures high definition collection. For complete list, visit wizkids.com/unpainted. Of course, you got the glamour shot here of that Hook Horror, then all the legal stuff. But I got a plan for this Hook Horror. I'm not going to paint it how it's supposed to be painted, okay? We're going to be creative in this video. And by creative, I mean take a licensed character or creature and turn it into a different licensed character and or creature. But yeah, I'm going to take a few days to start slinging some paints, get this guy all painted up. Don't worry. There'll be more miniature review to be had. Alright, here is the Hook Horror all painted up. I've painted it to look like Toucan Sam from Fruit Loops. I thought it would be really funny. I have already painted a Hook Horror to look kind of normal here. So here's the normal Hook Horror I painted. You can see they're the exact same sculpt, but I just painted a second one here to look like Toucan Sam because I'm funny like that. I thought it would be really funny, but here's the Toucan Sam one. You know, I tried to make it cartoony, so I didn't like really paint a lot of the textures in like I did with this other one, but I wanted to make this other one look more natural and realistic. And then you got the Toucan Sam version here. I'm really funny. Like, I at least I think I'm funny. But here is Toucan Sam Hook Horror. And the spikes and thorns that he has on him, I painted them to look like the orange, red, and yellow feathers that he has on him. This thing is just... Oh, I'm really pleased with this. I mean, it looks really, like, goofy and just kind of cartoony. But that's the whole thing. This is, like, the cartoon cereal box mascot Toucan Sam. He's a Hook Horror now. Just follow your nose directly into the Underdark, getting killed by a Hook Horror that looks like Toucan Sam. Yeah, okay, enough joking aside. Yeah, there's the sculpt of this Hook Horror. Pretty cool. I like the dynamic pose of him, like, roaring angrily or squawking, because he's kind of like a bird beetle monster. It's like a humanoid, but then it has, like, bird features and then a carapace, like a freaking bug or beetle. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got these big, huge, barbed hooks for hands here. They're really cool. Talons here on the feet. Then I painted the base white. Why do I do the things that I do? Yeah, but there's Toucan Sam. He's a Hook Horror. I feel like I can paint this a little bit more because it just looks kind of lacking without that shading. So I might just shade some of that blue with a darker blue, bring out the textures. But there's Toucan Sam. Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, I guess we'll compare this to some other miniatures. First up for comparison, here is the Fruit Loops Toucan Sam Hook Horror. Next to some pre-painted miniatures, we have the Odiug Abomination, the Dragonborn Paladin, a Mimic, and a Spider Dragon. And next to some miniatures that I have painted, here is my other Hook Horror next to the Toucan Sam Hook Horror. Toucan Sam Hook Horror next to a crocodile. Toucan Sam Hook Horror next to a sea lion. And last but certainly not least, here is the Toucan Sam Hook Horror next to a Naga Abomination from Critical Role, which I've painted to look like Leviathan from the Helliverse, and a deep cuts giant frog, which I've painted to look like the venomized frog seen in Venom: The Last Dance. All things considered, not the most serious miniature I've ever painted before. Obviously, if you want to see a more natural looking Hulk horror, here's the other one I've painted next to this goofy looking Fruit Loops Toucan Sam one. Why do I do the things I do? But you can see the two different Hulk horrors here. But yeah, I like how this one turned out. I might go back and wash this with a darker blue to bring out all of those details, because it looks a little bit too cartoony for my liking here. But here's Toucan Sam Hook Horror. You know how funny it would be to use this in a campaign? You know, your party is going into the Underdark on an adventure, and then they get attacked and ambushed by a freaking Fruit Loops Toucan Sam themed Hook Horror. That's an interesting encounter if I've ever heard of one. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Do take care. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.